Variety is great, but it also has to be cohesive. Artistic director Adam Brazier approached me and said, I have this idea of a musical based on the movie The Grand Seduction. For various reasons, we decided that maybe existing songs were not the best way to go. We did decide, though, that if we could approach Alan Doyle to help write new songs, that would be an amazing idea. For me, that was probably the kernel of when it really started being a really good idea.
You never look so good, my love, you never look so good. Newfoundland is not really a Celtic music place, more of a jazz place, Bob. You never look so good.
You can tell as a songwriter, he's always got a song working his way through.
It's the most challenging songwriting because your songs aren't the only thing going on, right? In the rock and roll world or the folky world or the country world, whatever, if I want to write a song about a yellow car and I come up with a real cool idea about a song for a yellow car, awesome. Come into a musical and we're like, okay, the yellow car caught on fire. Now it has to be a blue car. And you have to go back, rewrite the song that you were totally happy with in a yellow car. And of course, yellow and blue are not even the same word. None of your rhymes work anymore, but you need to come back with something that's equally motivating and meaningful. A little bit of spit and polish and you're shining like you would. You never look so good, man.
Now that is a piece of theatre magic, what you just
Hi,
did.
I'm Alan Doyle. I'm not way better than anyone else, you know?
The first sort of little triumvirate of people were Adam, myself, and Alan. And we had one, I want to say, long weekend, maybe half week in Charlottetown, where we'd all had some ideas of songs at our various homes. We realized that this was probably going to be a great idea. We had the sort of first half of Act One sort of done. Most of it's changed anyway, but that's sort of what we thought. So yeah, it became a really great creative environment.
So good. A wedding or a wake, sure, what's the difference? You always have to be willing to help the other departments do what they have to do. I mean, again, this is the first time I've ever done it, but I cannot imagine how it ever gets done unless the song gang are helping the book gang, and the book gang are helping the director gang, and the director gang are helping the orchestrators and the band. I mean, I can't imagine how it ever gets done unless everybody's, you know, rowing hard in the same direction.
Having Alan and Ed both be from Newfoundland, from the East Coast, really gives it a different kind of vernacular. And having Adam and myself being from the music theatre world, we're able to sort of say, well, this needs to go to some dialogue, or this needs to do something else. It can't just be a song that plays right through.
Alan and I would admire in awe the skill set that Adam and Bob brought to this, you know.
It can get loud. In a good way. I think all of us are quite animated people when it comes to actually creating. We all come from these different worlds, and it's a sort of big melting pot that kind of works really well together, I think. Let me tell you something about Celtic music, Alan Doyle. When I grew up in...
Is it a jug and a roll?
Is a roll a piece of
bread? You
bread?
get a salad and a roll with it, baby. A mashed potato and a roll with it, baby.
Oh, shit.
I think the sort of palette, if you will, that we really wanted to accomplish in the show was that it would be reflective of where we are in the world. So that involves, you know, shanty type songs from Newfoundland, fast fiddling like you might hear in PEI or Cape Breton or whatever, and dances like you might see in Nova Scotia or New Brunswick, and that kind of traditional music.
The first song that we had at all was a song called Payday.
Nothing's gonna stop the sun from shining. Nothing's gonna stop this beautiful...
That was a definitive East Coast feel to the song. Alan's singing it, we're gonna have fiddles and whistles, and it's gonna put us right in rural Newfoundland on the water. That style. And that style is very clear when we're talking about the people that are there.
But then we also are lucky to have a story where worlds are colliding. So, you know, you have this traditional Tell Tale Harbour, but this doctor, worldly doctor, from the UK, and so the music that comes with him is very worldly and poppy.
And then there is the character Kathleen, who ends up playing his love interest, and we felt that had to have a more romantic feel to it. Although she lives on the island, she doesn't identify with the old-fashioned old-timers on the island, so that has to have a bit of a different feel to it as well, so it's more lyrical. And then there are combinations, so you have the Doctor and Kathleen singing a duet together, which ends up being a classic love duet ballad, but with an East Coast feel to it.
Combining, you know, traditional music and contemporary music is something that I started doing even before Great Big Sea started.
I would say the biggest challenge is learning about the different instruments that are going to be playing the show. It's going to be a Celtic, rock, pop, music theatre band. So we're going to have myself playing piano and conducting. Then we'll have two fiddles. The double fiddle is very iconic in a sort of East Coast. And then we have drums, bass, and then two stringed instruments, as in guitar type instruments. One of them is going to play electric and acoustic guitars, and then the other one is a sort of secret weapon, I think, of instrumentation, because they're going to play guitar, bouzouki, mandolin, and banjo. So they're going to be that sort of person that holds the East Coast glue together along with the fiddles. And then the last piece of the puzzle is a second keyboard player who will fill in a lot of the sounds that that you need these days to make a show sound big. We needed a song for Frank, the lead character, after the opening number, to tell us about him. Who are you? It's called the sort of I Want song in music theatre, where you find out about the lead character, so there's no doubt about who they are. He's going to coax the town into believing that he can make the Doctor come. And how's he going to do that? Well, he's always got a song. He's always able to charm the whole town into going along with him. So it's like, well, what is it going to be? I've got a song. I've got a song for you. And so how do we want it to sound? He said, it's going to sound like... And I think I said it, but he picked up on it really quickly. It's like Piano Man or something. And it's sort of like that, but of course we don't want it. We also don't want it to be that style. That doesn't make any sense, right? And then the other song that we were thinking about was Somebody to Love. Can anybody find me somebody to love? Anyway, after our session, where we all talked about, we need this song, Alan's like, let's go write it. And I'm like, well, we just had an 8-hour day. And he said, come on, let's go. And, you know, that's Alan. He does that. And I was totally up for it. So we started messing around. He's just full of ideas. And I'm at the keyboard, you know, trying to keep up and also having ideas and stuff. So we came up with the idea, you know.
Stop your worrying now. What's the furrow in your brow? There's no need to be nervous or fret. Hey, listen, forget all your fears. Your Frankie is here. Oh, we're down, but we're not beaten yet. There's been so many times when I riddled some rhymes and I rolled with the punches they threw. But your get-up is gone, but it won't be for long, 'cause I got a song for you.
We made it a sort of East Coast thing, you know. So we sort of had all those ideas, and that all happened very quickly, and I think we actually recorded it right away, sent it off to Adam and Ed that night, and that's probably when Adam went, oh man, I can't believe Alan, he just does it so quick. And it's true. It's great because he encourages everyone else to move at that pace, and it's good for all of us. Exciting doing that stuff, for sure. I hope that what we end up hearing is a cohesive score, but with lots of variety for people.
The combination of influences make for a really fun night out for people.
This is like almost professional.
You never look so good.
Cool.